I'm here this afternoon to respond to YB Chong, implying that I spent too much time in the dune, asking him to ask for money. My question to YB Chong is this: do you know your role as a member of parliament for Stampin? Do you know your role or not? That's my question to him. Your job, YB Chong, your job is to solve problem in your constituency at the federal parliament. That's your job, YB Chong. And that's the reason why I bring up those unbearable traffic jam in Mile 8, the deadly roundabout in Mile 15, experienced by thousands of road users, including those from Stampin. The severe floods in Stampin parliamentary constituency, including Kampong Kuop. The numerous sluice valve hydrants under the ground that need to be upgraded to pillar hydrants. The poor conditions and lack of acceptable facilities in our schools, in Stampin. And all these are glaring facts under the purview of who? The federal government. So Chong's job is to go to parliament and ask for these funds to settle all these problems. That's his job. For the record, there are currently 82 Pakatan Harapan members in parliament. 82 of them, 15 holding ministerial posts, 13 holding assistant ministerial posts. DAP alone hold 10 minister and deputy minister posts. DAP alone. And the head of Pakatan Harapan is none other than our Honorable Prime Minister of Malaysia. For the record as well, YB Chong spent 20 seconds, 20 saat sahaja in the last parliamentary session. YB Chong spent 20 seconds to bring up apa? To bring up irrigation and drainage issues in parliamentary constituency of Stampin. Why he bring up irrigation issue, I don't understand. I thought it's only for paddy fields. But that's what he did. He spent 20 seconds only in parliament in the last election to bring up irrigation and drainage issues. I can also bring up issues to my GPS YBs. I can. But I want YB Chong to fulfill his job as a member of parliament, to bring up Stampin issues in parliament as well. Has Chong become so ineffective as a parliamentarian that he cannot communicate directly to any of the Pakatan Harapan members, the federal cabinet ministers and deputy ministers, and he have to request an Adun backbencher like me to communicate with the unity government in parliament? How ridiculous can this YB Chong get? That's the job of an MP in parliament, not for an Adun like me. If such were so, then YB Chong should consider resigning from his position, as his non-communication with colleagues from his unity government at the federal level will do no good for his constituency and his constituents. I urge Chong to convene meetings with his esteemed Pakatan Harapan ministers to prioritize the implementation of vital projects like what I mentioned earlier. Projects that affect, benefit Stampin constituency. The people entrusted their votes to Democratic Action Party, DAP, out of concern for the Pan-Malaysia Islamic Party, PAS. However, since assuming power, even the recognition of the Unified Examination Certificate, UEC, until today has remained elusive. Apa dia cakap sebelum election? Bila menang, UEC recognize. Sampai hari ini, no news. Belum approved. And in 2017, the DAP displayed a willingness to collaborate with PAS. 217. And one of their leaders even asserted that PAS have not caused harm to the Chinese community. Astonishingly today, Anwar Ibrahim declares that the term Allah can only be used by Sarawak. And DAP has remained remarkably silent on this matter. It is worth contemplating that without the formidable presence of GPS, Sarawak may have also been denied the usage of the term Allah. Sarawak is the only state that can use Allah. Why? Because of GPS. The Malaysia Agreement 1963 explicitly emphasizes the need for respecting all religions. It guarantees our freedom to practice our respective faith without constraint. Unfortunately, Sabah has experienced an infiltration of numerous political parties from West Malaysia. Sabah. Weakening the local-based parties, this vulnerability allows Anwar Ibrahim to claim that even Sabah cannot employ the term Allah. Let us take a moment of silence to reflect upon this situation. My fellow Sarawakians, let us take a moment to reflect on this situation. Why did we elect DAP into parliament? If they are unable to safeguard Sarawak rights, were it not for GPS, Sarawak would be unable to use the term Allah today. Therefore, it is imperative that we direct our votes towards GPS in future elections. GPS. As GPS are the only ones capable and committed to uphold Sarawak's welfare, protecting Sarawak's rights, pushing forward agendas like development, UEC, MA63, and most importantly, fellow Sarawakians, GPS has complete loyalty to Sarawak. Unlike DAP Sarawak, who has to answer to their political masters in West Malaysia. DAP has indeed fallen short of its voters' expectations.